Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. Today we are unboxing the next releases for Conquest, or at least parts of it, because yes, we did get some quite interesting boxes. First of all, we got the boxes for the Lost and the Found, like it's a dual kit. I'm very interested to see how it looks because the units look interesting to play, but as you can see from the cover, it's like, how do they look? We'll take a look. The Artisan Series Dweghom Ancestor character. It's almost the first time since the Dweghom were released that we get a new character, so I'm very excited to see how the resin looks. And finally, for the Yoroni faction, the Jorogumo Geisha, and it looks absolutely brilliant. Like you can see from this, there are two versions, one that is playing music and one that is writing paper, and I'm very excited to unbox this, and I'm very excited to bring the Yoroni for battle report because damn, the army is insane and it looks very fun also to play. As always, very fast, like, subscribe, use the little bell to get our videos early, and also it really helps with the algorithm apparently to activate the bell, so please do this, it's really a big boost. Also give us a comment, and it's going to be one of the last occasions for you to gain tickets, so you can get a Dweghom army already painted with some Wardens, some Berserkers, some Initiates and everything, and the Haton Cowboy of course. This video, as all of them, is going to be in two parts. So first, quickly, we're gonna make the unboxing, and then we're gonna check all the units one by one, the different versions, the Lost, the Found, the two versions of the Geisha and everything, the special rules, how to play them, etc, etc. Without further ado, let's open the boxes, starting with the Dweghom. Let's start with the smallest one, the Artisan Series Dweghom Ancestor. Let's take a look. Small box, but we are used to this. And oh, nice, it's very nice looking resin. Okay, let's take a look first at the base. It is a brute, a brute, and it means like it's not a little infantry, so it's going to be quite massive. Oh my god, the command card is very, very cool. It is a clan unit, the Lost and the Found as well, so we can see it's basic armor, so not from the Forged and neither from the Ardent, and it's quite interesting to see this. Okay, get a lot of resin, but it looks good. Is it really when you take a deeper look? I mean, guys, take a look at that. Like, it's so beautiful. Okay, so this is the the thing that goes in the back. Okay, you're gonna be the head here, and it attaches to the back of the Dweghom. But you can see the design with the little bones that are under the chest. I forget the name in English of this creature. Oh my god, oh, it's gonna be beautiful once painted. I'm really excited to see it in the white-blue flames that you know from my Dweghom army. A little bit of flash, but of course there was going to be flash here. Otherwise, it's very nice, very smooth, highly detailed. Wow, I'm impressed. Like, I'm always getting more and more impressed by Conquest miniatures. So this is the clan body of the guy. So it's really gonna click like this. Well, it's gonna be very easy to build. And look at the size it's gonna have when you put it on the base. Like it's gonna be, let's say like this, and it's really gonna take a lot of space. My god, it's gonna be massive and beautiful. Very cool concept. I have to admit, when I saw the pictures, I was not very convinced, especially for the Lost and Found, but for the Ancestor as well, I was like, sure, whatever. Even though I like Dweghoms, I was not sure I would like, but here, damn, I hope I have a happy surprise for the Lost and the Found as well. And a lot of little bits, we'll take a quick look at them. So we get the arms of the creature. The head of the Spirit Ancestor is very cool. That's a dwarf head, alright. My god, you can make a little OSL for the eyes, like, oh my god, it's gonna be incredible. And the little beard with metal, oh my god. Yeah, I have ideas. Okay, seeing this really convinces me, and you're gonna have the little guy under the Ancestor himself, like not the spirit, but the Ancestor, or the guy possessed by the spirits of the Ancestor. You can make him point like this. And finally another arm. Okay, so very good quality resin, very beautiful. We'll take a look at how it plays, and of course it's the main guy that you will want if you want to play some Lost and Found in the current edition of the Dweghom. But yeah, I really want to find a place for him in my list, because damn, it looks beautiful. I also want to play my Holdrege because it's a beautiful miniature, and my Steel Shaper, another banger. But wow, this one, I mean, wow. Next one is going to be the Lost and the Found. The Lost being the melee version with Aura of Death, And the found, well, we don't see them here, but it's the shooty version. Okay, so let's take a look. We get 3 sprues. Okay, good number of this. There are brutes as well. And we get the cards for both lost and found. The found, okay. I see where they are going with it. God, it's like, no, whatever. Like, I understand the concept of steampunk dwarves and stuff. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan. I love that it's a cannon with a little circle. Like, I see where they're going with it. And to read more about the fluff of these new units, I like it with the flame as well. I don't understand, like, are they just mutated? Like, what are they? I would have absolutely loved those guys as, I don't know, mechanized unit, like a golem or whatever. But here I'm like, what is it? It's like, it's like something made from the spires or whatever. We'll take a look. But in the worst case, if I don't like, I already talked with our painter and I have a conversion idea. Well, I will not tell you my conversion ideas yet, in case I really love the miniatures themselves. Okay, let's look at that. Look at that papa. It's a thick Dweghom, yeah, as you can see, and it almost reminds me of Obelix in Asterix. If you know this French, Belgium book, is it French or Belgium? I always mix them up. Tintin is Belgium, but whatever. Yeah, they are thick, those guys. There is some links to the Dweghom things, like this little engine here that looks like the one we have on the Berserks. Some nice Dweghom mask, the big hands, big arms. This is for the cannons, for the lost. Little armor, very cool. Some fires for if you put them as the lost. Okay, this is found, this is lost. Nice plastic, nothing crazy, to be fair. I will be honest, like, it's not the craziest plastic detail I've ever seen. I mean, the mask is good, everything is good, huh? It's a big, thick plastic, but nothing insane. I really like the little layered armor that we see here. Even better here. This layered armor is very cool. Some nice flames. Not a big fan of the legs, but Another sprue which is not the same. Another, like, I just had a quick comparison, but no, they're not the same. We have different, is it mask or is it the belly? I don't know. The masks are cool. I just need to, maybe reading a short story about them will make me like them, but the fact that they remind me of the spires does not excite me that much, even though, I mean, there are some evident Dweghom references in their visual style, like the armor, the layer, like this kind of, like, I don't know, beard shaped symbol. It's not a beard, but you see what I mean with this? The ends, like the forearms are good. I don't like the little fingers going out of it. I suppose they're supposed to make you feel uncomfortable a bit, but yeah, could have been so good. And the final sprue, some more helmets. My God, the helmets are so weird. It reminds me of the mask in, what was then his name? Crazy Bandicoot? Coach Bandicoot? There was something like this with the Bandicoot in PlayStation. And it reminds me of this. There were some flying masks. The artillery are all of them different, which I know that, for example, when we talked with the IGTV, and he doesn't like that each weapon is different because it's supposed to be mass produced. But no, the mass produced weapons, or for example, the whole ballistae. We know that it's small ballistae that are mass produced, and it's weapons they made against dragons. Those, let's say, they are maybe more revered, and you can see the fluff, but maybe it's more artisanal, how we call it, like craftsman. Like each of them is made by a craftsman, and that could explain each weapon being different, though I understand the sentiment of wanting everything to be the same. Yeah, nice little thing. I like this missile artillery, but again, not the craziest kit we've ever seen. Maybe I'm biased, but it's nicely detailed. There are some Dweghom flashbacks, and I think it will really depend on how you paint them. Little building instructions. Doesn't look tremendously difficult. Lots of little parts, but it should be fine. Can it be magnetized? Is it only the instructions for the lost? Yeah. Okay, they only put the instructions for the lost, but if you want the instruction for the found, you're probably gonna find them easily for free on the Parabellum website. But yeah, here they only put the lost. Oh, funny, I thought it was only the box they changed for the marketing, so people can see there are two different units. But no, actually you only have the building instructions for the lost boy. You could have put the found as well, guys. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite easy to magnetize and to see what changes. But as you can see, there is this big platform here, And I think if you magnetize the top and you just put either the cannon, either the flame thing to play them as lost or found, then nobody's gonna ever say anything in even a competitive environment. That's it for them. We'll talk about the rules, and just as I say, oh no, you know what? I will keep my exciting idea of conversions later on. It's only with pure Parabellum boxes and everything, of course, but I have an idea that if you're like me and you're not super excited about the lost and the found, and you don't mind giving more money to Parabellum than just buying a box of the lost and found, I have a perfect alternative for the found. And the lost, to be honest, if you don't play them, just proxy some Inferno Automata. You say these are losts, and I think it's going to be very fine. We finish with the largest box of them all, the Yoroni Jorogumo Geisha, which you can build also as a Jorogumo Mahotsu. Mahotsu, sorry. I don't know how we pronounce H in Japanese, actually. If you know, let me know in the comments. And here it is. I love the very premium box. Sometimes you open and it's smaller inside than would be needed. But again, you sometimes want to... Okay, no, it's not. It's not made of resin, it's made of plastic. And yes, there are some empty space, but there is also a lot of stuff. I mean, in the end, it is 3 sprues. And I know that, I think it was Iggy again that said, you don't pay the plastic per grams, but you pay for the unit itself. And oh my God, it's a little diorama scene. And sorry, let's not get distracted by those sprues. It's a big monster. You probably only want one. And if you want a price per plastic, buy a lot of infantry, like for example the 100 Kingdom and stuff. Price per plastic is quite low, but for the Yoroni, you want a beautiful design, artwork, very stylized unit in plastic and not in resin, and then that's what you pay for. Because the box is $135/euros. You can, of course, as always, I'll remind you at the end, but go on the Parabellum website, use the LOVE10 code. It's gonna make you like 13.5 euros less, and you're gonna get free delivery as well. And if you do that, it also supports our channel, so thank you very, very much if you do that. About this little girl, as we can see the 2 different versions. The Mahotsu with a, I would like to zoom right here with a little flute here, and you can see the other version is very, very similar. We'll see how they play. They do play quite differently, but this one with the paper in here as well. So they are close. Probably it only changes at the very end if you want to make both versions. I think you will only ever want to play once, usually. And so you can just proxy, you say like, yeah, my big spider is a Jorogumo, this one, and then it's gonna be fine. However, if you want to proxy them, mostly the main character, I think you're gonna be able to, yeah, basically this is the main difference. Just try to magnetize something. I know it's the same bust, and you need to choose which things to do. Yeah. It's gonna be easy to magnetize. I am not sure at all. Well, just magnetize the arms, but yeah, well, like, and the head maybe. It's gonna take a little bit more magnets, but sure, it's gonna be fine. It is a Mu unit. Always makes me love to say it in French. So you only have the Mu card, because like some units have a few different cards that they can be called upon. This is gonna be a Mu unit. If you want to see how it works and everything, go to our How to Start with the Yoroni video. And yeah, let's go back on this. First of all, there is this little terrain because it's basically a little diorama, this unit. And I really like the wood. It's very clean. Okay, now we can see all the skills of Parabellum on units like this. Big piece of wood. Beautiful. This as well for one of the variants for the girl. And you have this nice floating, oh my God, it's quite high. Wow. This thing, I think I'm very happy that one of our best painter in Paris is going to take care of this. Because damn, the Yoroni army, I didn't post on the Discord yet any picture of the work in progress army, because it's going to be a surprise, maybe even just for the battle report. But yeah, guys, expect a beautiful Yoroni army. But it takes some time to paint them at the highest level. I like the difference between these spider legs with these spider, fur, not fur, hair, how we call it in English, anyway, this spider things, and the wood, and this, and all the texture, and the floppy textile. you can really spend your sweet time on painting this and go for the golden demon equivalent with these beautiful miniatures. Oh my god, this is disgusting, those little things, but I guess it's the point. You have beautiful women and also the spider. Reminds me a bit of the dark elves in Dungeons and Dragons. Very, very nice pieces with, of course, everything is with the numbers so you don't get lost, blah, 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 so you know the instructions. This is quite pointy, damn. Could be a weapon. Lots of spider things. Oh my god, this is a masterpiece. Like, oh, wow. Okay, I understand that it's weird. Some people don't like weird, but this looks like straight out of a mythological time, and the concept itself is insane. Like, I mean, you have the entire front, and your eye is going to be on those little women character, but there's a lot of spider things walking on this, and you can really, like, you can see that it was really, really well painted here as well. And I like that it has paper and it's coming out of the back. I'm not sure what the lore is in the original Japanese mythology, but if you tell me it's exactly something that exists in the Japanese mythology, I would believe you. What the hell is that? Yeah, it goes with the legs, but it looks disgusting. Yeah, very good. Okay, we're not gonna spend too much time on the unboxing because, as always, you know me, these videos are gonna be very, very long. You know this if you clicked here already. So let's not spend too much time, but the heads are beautiful, wow. And the hair and everything. Like, guys, this is a miniature that is worth your time. Take your time painting this because, damn, it's gonna be an absolute centerpiece. And if you bring it in the Conquest tournament, people are gonna stop at your table and being like, wow. Because, damn, the design is insane. That is going to be it for the unboxing part. Let's start right away with the Tactica. You know how it works by now. And we'll start with the Dweghoms and then go with the Yoroni. If you didn't notice, there are timestamps down. So if you want to jump back there, you can do this. And otherwise, let's meet right now for the Tactica. And let's get going indeed for the Tactica. We're going to start with the Yoroni. It's a big monster, and also the update was literally 2 days ago for the army list as I record this video. The Dweghom, we are waiting for a massive update for the entire army in like maybe in August, maybe in September. We'll see when it will actually be released. But yeah, we're very excited for this, of course, but it means the rules are going to be temporary. You're still going to find out how the units play, what is their role, but still it's temporary, so we're going to focus more on the Yoroni. As you can see, I have a new setup with circular camera and the new logo and everything. I hope it didn't go too much overboard. Like, I found out I could do a lot of things with paint.net and stuff, so I got a bit crazy with that. But let me know what you think, guys. So we're starting with the Jorogumo Mahotsu, a character that is also a monster. And the important thing is, like, usually character monster is like there is a big monster, I don't know, Tontor, you put a character on it and it becomes a character on the monster stand. This is a bit different. It's the same time a monster and a character, as you can see, and there is no way to play it as a monster without being a character, or vice versa. You cannot have this character without being on the monster. And it's, first of all, that's quite interesting, though it's quite complex creature, and we will see. The Jorogumo, the one you can see here, is the wizard. Let's say it's a bit less punchy. It has a little bit less support rules, but it has big wizarding capacity, more like a priest capacity, to be honest, because it has priest 6. Let's start with the stat line: defense 3, evasion 2. Not insane, but tenacious 1, so a little bit like quite protected against like just pot shot by archers or militias or whatever. Like, tenacious 1 is good. I love it. Resolve 4, that's good. 18 wounds, okay, now we're talking, 11 attacks at Clash 3, so most of the time Clash 4 when you inspire, with Cleave 1. Okay, that's actually like that's good punchy. Like, it's not a support character. Like, 11 attacks at Clash 4 with Cleave 1 is good. Plus, it has Terrifying 1, so against most enemies, you're going to be very happy. It is also Fearless. Very good, very good. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yeah, it is also Impact 5. So with a Clash of 3 base, it's like you don't say no to that. Even though I think you're not going to try to throw the Jorogumo in the first line of attack and stuff. It is absolutely a monster that needs to be respected, but it's not a DPS damage dealer tank that you are just standing in the center. It is here more as a support piece that is also a good combat character as well. It is a Mu character in amongst the 5 elements, like spirits.
my God, I'm sorry, I forgot the name. Ideals of the Yoronis. So it is the void one. It's quite rare. Like we're not used to that. She can like she does know 4 spells, and she can make a free additional spell casting action, which is good because you would like if it was part of your actions for a monster, it would be sad, which means that it means 2 things. You can send 2 spells. Like, I don't think there is a rule preventing you from sending 2 spells. If you really want to make it a spellcaster, very good. And with Priest 6, it's quite stable. But even if you don't want to make it a dedicated spellcaster, she can, yeah, okay, we can call it a she can make a spellcasting action every single activation for free. It's a free additional spellcasting action. So that's really good. Let's start with the first spell that we know is Blossom in the Wind. Maximum of 2 actions to an enemy regiment that you target during the round, range 12. It's not amazing. Like in a mirror match, actually, you're gonna annoy your opponent if he plays also Yorogumo Mahotsu, and you want to prevent them from having their free spell casting action. But to be honest, 12 inch of range is usually good to prevent triple activation like move charge punch. This is usually what you want to prevent, or even move charge for big cavalry and stuff. I'm thinking of the what has been nerfed, but I'm thinking of the Woodrune and stuff. But since you can only do it at 12 inches, if you are 12 inch of the enemy, he doesn't need to make a move charge. He can just charge punch you. Like usually, you will be in range, so it can be fine. Like especially against enemies with slow movement, but if it is an enemy that has base movement of 8 plus reroll charges, yeah, sure, you prevent this, but you're still gonna probably get charged anyway. So not my favorite spell. What is what I absolutely like though is Repose in Healing Spring, which is a healing. You target a friendly regiment and you heal flat 4 wounds. Quite stable, like there is no scaling or no whatever. You just heal, and most of the time it's gonna mean, except if one of your unit is extremely wounded, that's gonna be annoying. But most of the time you're gonna just pop 1 stand back up. Very well. There is. I love the names of the spells for the Yoroni. Goddamn. The next one is Honor, a Void of Self. Very cool. You target an enemy regiment, and this regiment cannot be activated as part of an entourage activation. Entourage activation is when you have a character that activates. He makes a spell. He makes something, and then the opponent can combo immediately with a regiment that is attached to this character. This is something you do very often, like no matter the army, you activate your character, you put the buff, and you make a double activation to right away use your stand, like your regiment, and activate him with this buff before your enemy, since he knows that you're going to activate them next, probably can shoot you or charge you or do something. So it's quite useful. It's more like a reactive one. Like for example, you have 2 units, they Yorogumo Maotsu, and another unit that is about to punch a character inside a regiment, and you activate the Yorogumo first. Remember that you only are more agile with how the order in which they activate. You activate, you charge, you punch, and then free spell casting, you prevent the entourage. So then the enemy is going to have a choice. No, it's not going to have a choice because just pull up the cards. He's going to pull up his character. He's going to say like, okay, I make the buff, but then he cannot make the entourage activation. So no double activation. So yes, he pulls his buff, but then you have your second unit that just comes on the side and do the damage one way or another, and your opponent is very sad from this. So it's quite specific. It's going to be in this specific situation that it's going to be useful, but when it's going to be useful, it's going to be very obviously this spell you need to cast, and you're just going to devastate your opponent with that. The last one, and also amazing, is Witness of the Void. If I'm being honest, like this is the default one that I would use most of the time, except when you see that healing can pop a new stand. Like if the healing just gives some wounds back, I think what you're going to activate is Witness of the Void, which gives +1 defense until the end of the round. That is great. If you activate the Yorogumo last in your turn somehow, then it's less useful, and then you heal. But +1 defense, that's it. Like just +1 defense on a big pack of modular regiments. Wow, that is going to be very, very difficult. I don't think you can target yourself. If you could, that would be insane. But I believe that it needs to be target self. Correct me in the comments, guys, if I'm wrong. But for me, it needs to be target self, and then you have to cast it on yourself. But target 12 inches, can you cast it on yourself? I am not sure. I think not, but I might be mistaken on this. I have a big doubt. So let me know in the comments, and you can win. By the way, I forget to say this all the time, but you can win the Dweghom army and also some Dystopian Wars armada if you put a comment. So we both win when you put a comment. All the spells are at least interesting situationally. Healing and +1 defense, amazing. Honor, a void of self, will break the enemy at in some very specific points, but when it does, you will remember this, and your opponent will remember that as well. And Blossom in the Wind, I don't know, make the calculations. It's going to be quite rare. If it comes into play, great, but I think it's going to be quite rare. Finally, if this character is your warlord, she doesn't have to be your warlord, but if she is, she has 2 supremacy ability. There is one that is always active, and it says that when you activate a card with a I think it's called Mu, sorry, Mu ideal card, then you replace the effect with gaining loose formation. So that is quite good. Like again, it's a may effect, so you don't have to do that, which is good because if your opponent doesn't have shooting, loose formation is useless. Loose formation, as a reminder, it you divide the number of shots by 2. Like it's an amazing rule against shooters. I know that if my Fireforged have an enemy with loose formation, I'm extremely sad to shoot on them, or my whole ballista or whatever. Whoever shoots is very sad to have this rule in front of them. So it's very good defense against shooting character, but the base rule is good as well. The base rule, as a reminder, is +1 to your evasion with a void. For example, if you cast this on yourself, +1 evasion, it means you're basically immune to any type of rend, of like cleave or whatever, which is good. But if your enemy just has a firing line of enemies without any AP, without any armor piercing, then it's good to have loose formation. You need to make the calculation how much you trust your defense, how much. To be honest, against Fireforge, who have like armor piercing 2, make the calculations because I think it's better to be immune to their armor piercing 2 compared to just dividing by 2 the number of shots. Just something to calculate. Like you need to make sure you activate it at the right time. But it's very good to have this capacity. And if your enemy doesn't have armor piercing, it's always going to be a pure bonus. And finally, your supremacy activity, like when you really activate your supremacy for the one specific turn, it means that any regiment activated by your Mu ideal card, will benefit from this regardless of the battlefield role. So you can give +1 evasion even to non-Mu units, regiments, and everything. Okay, anyway. About the warband, you can have the modular regiment, so the base of all the Yoroni, the Shikigami. Watched too much Bleach in my youth. So the Shikigami, and so those are mainstay very well. And you have both versions of the yokai, the giant demons, which I never seen in real life, but it seems absolutely massive. And you have both of those in restricted. So good little warband. Modular regiment is the important one, but the fact that you can have some yokai as well means if you want to double up on the monster, you cannot make a full monster mash, but you can have quite a lot of monster if your heart desires so. So very good character, 300 points. I mean, it's a huge investment, but she does a lot of things. She heals, she boosts, she punches hard. She has a terrifying one, tenacious. She's tanky-ish. She has an okay supremacy ability. She has okay warband. Like I mean, 300 points again, massive. But look at what you get. It's not just a character that gives you a boost and dies with its regiment without having any wounds. It's like a whole unit that you have there, like a huge monster. I think she's very strong, and to be honest, you can send her on a regiment that you know that it's going to be a fight, but you're going to probably win. Like I don't know, some middle cavalry or stuff. You're gonna punch each other. Maybe she's gonna lose like I don't know 10 wounds or 15 wounds and stuff, but she's still gonna be alive. And it's a monster. She does not degrade. So as soon as you finish your fight on one flank or another, and she's a bit wounded, stay out of harm's way. Maybe heal yourself to be a bit safer, and then just stay a little bit out of range and keep healing other regiments, boost them and stuff. But the fact that it's a monster is a huge deal for like monster support character with good capacity. It means use her as long as you feel comfortable with her wounds and stuff. Cleave one, terrifying. I mean, very good, very good. And then when she starts to be wounded, keep her in the back. she's going to be just as good as if she were brand new, and she still has tenacious. She still has the healing, the spell casting, and then you can make 2 spell casting per turn if she stays in the back. And damn, like if she heals a regiment, a big modular regiment every turn, plus 4 wounds and then plus 1 defense. Wow, that's a really significant boost. So really, really like this character gameplay wise, even though I'm not a huge fan of spider. I love spider tanks, but literal spiders, especially realistic ones like this, I'm not sure I would bring one to the table, but that's just my personal semi-arachnophobia. Okay, we continue with a geisha. I'm gonna try to go a bit faster so the video is not too long, but basically she punches harder. she does it. She's more a support character. Like she doesn't have spell casting, okay, but she has a nice supporting rule, which is monstrous inspiration. It's a draw event. A draw event. So you pick one ideal card that this character is under the effect of. So Mu probably, but yeah, most of the time it's going to be Mu, yes. So +1 evasion. Though I'm wondering if you can actually combo with any others. But anyway, the Mu one is very good. And then any friendly regiment within 8 inches of this character gets these benefits. It's not wholly within, just within. So she's really a linchpin in the middle of your force, and she's just going to have an aura with a draw event, an aura of +1 evasion. I mean, nobody says no to that. That's a really big deal, especially against armies with huge cleave armor piercing. And in the meta where armor piercing 2 or cleave 3, even cleave 4 is not uncommon at all, I'm very happy that you can have access to this. She's also more terrifying somehow because probably she plays her little banjo very bad. I don't know why she's more terrifying, but still, she's terrifying too, which starts to be really punchy, especially when you combine it with the fact that she has 14 attacks, so 3 more, cleave 1 still, so she's going to be a Clash 4 when she inspires and stuff, with Deadly Blade. So cleave 1 is already good, but with Deadly Blades, it means that you're still gonna, even very, very highly armored units are gonna be very scared of you and terrifying too. I mean, at this point, the only ones who are not terrified of you are gonna be all Dominion because they don't care about terrifying and stuff. But this creature for 20 points less is more of a missile in the sense that you want this character to be in the center of your battle line and then in melee to benefit from the crazy melee, but then there is a chance that she will die for sure. So maybe don't put her as your warlord. Some scenarios reward you when you kill the warlord, so be careful with that. But still, like she's very good. Do you know she can make duels? Like I don't know. I don't know which character accept the duel. So basically, if she touches a regiment, the regiment doesn't score because, of course, it's gonna refuse the duel. If the character cannot refuse a duel because they already refused one, then the character is dead. Nobody survives 14 attacks in duel at Clash 4, Cleave 1, Terrifying 2, Deadly Blades. Nobody. Maybe another monster. And yeah, she's very good. She's much easier to play. She's a little missile. And yeah, very cool. And again, like just look at how cool. Like, I mean, how the woman part just goes down onto the head and beautiful painting by the team. I'm very, very anticipating seeing this miniature on the table. It looks so cool. I don't know who has ideas for miniatures in Conquest, but I'm pretty sure they're already really well paid. But give them a raise anyway. Like, damn, who has ideas for that? Incredible. Okay, that's actually it for our new discovery of the Yoroni. Two very good variants of a beautiful model, and yeah, banger after banger for the Yoroni. There is one set that we did not receive, like the paper guys, which I'm not a huge fan of. Like the concept is cool, it's been well applied, but it's just not my thing. And but this one is an absolute banger. I think seeing this a miniature like this can make you start a character like there. It's so sorry, can make you start an army because it is so characterful. Both variants are very good. Maybe try to magnetize if you can, just a head or something, just so you can like have 2 heads of different colors. Just try to make sure you can play both variants if you plan to have two. Otherwise, let's be very honest. If you don't magnetize at all and you have only one Jorogumo in your army, it can be either. Nobody's gonna see the difference as long as you say it in your list and you warn your character, okay, this is the missile one, this is the spellcasting one. And damn, it's very, very well done from Parabellum. It looks very fun to play. One version is easy for beginners. The Mahotsu looks insane once you learn to master it. Cool miniature, cool concept, cool rules, like a home run on this one. And then we go with Lost Ancestor, also a very cool miniature. I really like it. I am still on the fence if I'm going to paint the Ancestor as it is, or if I have an idea for conversion and stuff. Like I need to see which one I'm gonna do. Still, very cool miniature. How does he actually play? 120 points, so up there in terms of cost. It is a brute, but it can be attached to an infantry regiment, which is good because otherwise it would be a bit tough. So you can attach him to Hold Warriors or Hold Ballista, but also to Dragon Slayers and Hold things. All right. He's a good punchy character and a priest, like a little bit like what we've just seen for the Yoroni. His main thing, like he punches good, like he has good stat line, defense 3, evasion 1, resolve 4, 6 wounds, sure, but again, it's not a monster, so it's only in duel that he might be attacked. And to be honest, with 5 attacks at class 3 base or class 4 when you inspire, with cleave 2, I don't think many people will want to make a duel against this guy. He has, yeah, it's basically a whole thing in terms of war bands, but he can have also the lost and the found, kind of like the whole thing, sorry, the hold as well. But his main thing is that he has 2 spells. Litanies of Battle, because it is a chaplain apparently, and Songs of the Descent, which is a very cool name for a character. I love the name of the spells in Conquest in general. Can have a relic, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the spells. The first one, like it's very good, but it's scaling. Be careful. Attunement of 3, Litanies of Battle, 10-inch range, generous. You choose a friendly regiment. Sorry, it's sorry, it's if you pass it until the end of the round, friendly regiments reroll every single hit rolls against the targeted enemy regiment. So you point a monster, a big pack of infantry, be careful it's scaling and stuff, at 10-inch of range. So you need to be right in the middle to start to do that. But then full rerolls for everyone. Full rerolls is not something you have a lot of. Like Dragon Slayers can get this against their preferred targets, and but it's quite rare for the Dweghoms to have this. Again, temporary rules, it might change, but having this litany of saying like this guy, like it's basically oath of the moment, to be honest. Like this guy, I want him to be very dead. That's great. Do note that it also technically, like from what I'm reading, to hit rolls, it works for shooting. So this guy is a brute, but he's considered infantry for line of sight and stuff. It means you send this guy forward, he makes his spell, and then if you have some found artillery guys, some fireforge with good angle, some hellbringer drakes, those guys are just gonna absolutely decimate the target that has been pointed by the lost ancestor and the litanies of battle. This is a very good spell. And if you don't have an enemy within 10 inches, you can have Songs of the Descent. Then, so it's automatic cast very well, so you don't have to use your Priest 6. For each friendly regiment within 10 inches of this character, so of this character, not the regiment he's attached to, be careful, maximum of 4, you choose an enemy regiment. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. You need also to be next to an enemy, but then you target an enemy regiment, and then you basically absorb the power of people around you, and then you make something that I can only call a Kamehameha, and you make 2 hits per regiment that is around you. So it pushes you to have the lost ancestor in the middle of your lines, but then it can make 8 automatic hits. And the interesting thing with that is that you don't use the defense score. It's like scary songs. I don't know in the fluff how it happens, but you use your lowest resolve characteristic. So if there is a big pack of infantry, for example, with a character inside, use the lowest resolve, and yeah, then you just take 8 hits, so maybe 8 wounds, which is okay. I mean, you don't get morale either. It's quite sad, but against big pack of elite infantry with okay-ish resolve, I mean, it can be a stand dead outright. I have nothing bad to say about that. If, and this is where I like, if the enemy is all dominion or automata and they don't care about morale, uh, then they don't receive 2 hits. They just lose 1 wound per enemy, like per friendly regiment. So maximum 4 wounds. So it's okay. I like that there is a rule to against all dominion most of the time. So good for this. The spells are good. The full reroll seems insane if you have some other characters and units that can activate after. And if the Lost Ancestor is the last one to activate and to charge into the fray, then you activate Songs of the Descent. That is quite good. I mean, I like it quite a lot. You can put it in the pack of Hold Things, but usually you will want to hold Ray. I can see him in a pack of Lost, especially. That's very, very cool, very thematic. I can also see him in a pack of Hold Wars with a good defense and quite cheap to go around him. And he gives, with a Cleave 2, he gives a good punch to the Hold Warriors. I mean, there are good ways to play him. He's not OP, but he brings something a little bit different to the other Dweghom characters, and he looks very cool. So, yeah, happy of the Lost Ancestor, but again, we need to see when we're going to have in a couple of months the new rules. We continue with the Lost, and those guys. Okay, I'm not a big fan visually of them, but again, you can proxy other Dweghom units that are also brutes full of flames, wink wink, as them, because currently the Inferno automatas are really not great, so proxy them as Lost if you want, and then we'll talk again in 2 months which units are good or not. Inferno automatas, Steelforge, Lost. We start to have quite a few brutes. That's good. 170 points, so pricey-ish, medium unit. They're fast for dwarves, like they're as fast as berserkers. They are movement 6, which is not common for Dweghom. Absolutely 0 evasion, but defense 3, resolve 3. Okay, 6 wounds, very good. Like 6 wounds, we start to talk, sure. They have 6 attacks each, which is also a good score with Clash 3. With okay, that's all right. Cleave 1. So now we start to see like there's going to be 18. There is a leader as well, so 19 attacks for a little pack of 3. At Clash 4, Cleave 1. We like that. They have Aura of Death 4, which is fun, but sometimes it will kill the regiment. Like I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's very good, but Aura of Death 4, don't count on it too much, but it's fun. I hope there is a rework at some point of Aura of Death to make it more impactful somehow. Talking about impact, they have Impact 3, which is actually it's Impact 3 is not nothing at all, especially when you combine it with Unstoppable, so you can reroll charges. And wow, okay, very well. They are a little bit booster units because they have Fires of the Descent. You choose a friendly regiment within 8 inches, which again, I think they cannot target themselves. Otherwise, it would be really, really good. But anyway, you just target another unit and they gain Relentless Blows. So every once to hit means you get 2 hits and not just a single one. That's also very good. Maybe they can target. Oh my god, I need to check the rules at some point for the this specific rules interaction. Again, let me know in the comments if you know. But still, they are actually. I prefer them to Inferno Automatas. Inferno Automatas are sad because they were too strong at some point, and now they got nerfed a bit too harsh, if I'm to be honest. But those guys, they're not super tanky. I mean, they have 6 wounds, defense 3, resolve 3. Like, they're not super weak, but they are quite impactful. They are fast, movement 6, unstoppable with some impact. And when they are stuck in with melee, they have 19 attacks with Cleave 1, Clash 4, if, when they're inspired. Yeah, well, like them very much. Plus Fires of the Descent, which is a good capacity to have as well. Are they completely OP and will change how you play Dweghoms? No, but I can see them as an alternative with Unstoppable, which is to the Steelforged, because the Steelforged do not have Unstoppable. So yeah, very, very happy with those guys and happy that we have them. Again, we'll see later on which role they have in the next Dweghom army list. We are going to finish with the Found. And okay, those guys with the weird cannons on the top, I like the weird cannon thing, but again, the fat cybernetic berserker dwarves, it's not my aesthetics. So I'm going to share with you right away how I imagine them, and you will understand when you see the stat line. Basically, there's no, okay, let's start with the stat lines and then we'll talk conversion. So same defense profile, exactly the same. They have less clash 2, but still 4 attacks. Not absolutely nothing. Like if there is just a lone survivor horseman charging you, you will get rid of him. But their main thing is that they have volley 3, which is better than most Dweghom shooters. They have 3 barrage each with a leader, so it's going to be 10 shots base at 14 inches, sure. Armor piercing 1, which is a bit worse than the Fireforged, which they have a lot of similarities with. However, their special thing is that if they take aim, they do not gain +1 to their volley characteristic, which is what you do usually. They stay at volley 3, but they gain barrage +1 and they add +2 to your barrage distance. So it means they will become barrage 4, so it's going to be 13 shots instead of 10, which is good. And you're going to be at 16 inches of range. Okay, very well, with volley 3. What do I think of those guys? I think they are very similar in their gameplay to Fireforged. Yes, they have less armor piercing. Yes, they have a few different stat lines. Fireforged have one less wounds, but they are defense 4 from the front with their shield. So, it's kind of similar, but they're also similar in terms of price. However, the one thing that those guys have that the Fireforged absolutely don't is that even though the Fireforged, if they are in the good position, will out damage them, and I think defense 4 is quite important. So I would say Fireforged are slightly more defensive. What the Found have is that they are brutes. So they are size 2, I don't know how to say that, mass 2, size 2, and they can shoot over your infantry. Because big problem of the Fireforged or most Dweghom infantry units is that yes, they're good at shooting at monsters, and in the meta there are quite some monsters and brutes and cavalry and stuff, sure. But let's say you have a big pack of initiates as a Dweghom player. We have seen this in our latest battle report. Your big pack of initiates is fighting a big pack of clockwork hoplites of the of the city states. Again, wink wink if you have seen our latest battle report. You have a pack of whole ballistae or fireforge just behind. Well, you cannot shoot because infantry blocks light of infantry. Everybody's size 1. You cannot shoot over them. The Found, they don't care about that. They just dig their feet into the ground. They are barrage 16, volley 3, 13 shots, armor piercing 1, and boom, just shoot away, shoot away. And this is really like you move them forward with movement 6. They're also faster than Fireforge. You get them in good firing position as fast as you can, and they will shoot above your firing lines, kind of like what the Hellbringer Drake was doing for a lot more points. And this is the main thing they bring to the table. So if you have a very tough frontline unit and you want this frontline unit typically initiates or hold warriors or even hold thanes, and you want to give them fire support so that turn after turn there is someone behind shooting over them to do the actual DPS, those guys are your guys. And now that I said that, I was talking about conversions. Okay, it costs a bit more, but listen, you see they are basically brute-sized character with cannons with stat lines of Fireforged. So what I'm actually gonna do with the Found to get them in my list is I'm gonna buy some more Steelforged. You know what Steelforged actually are, and I'm gonna put them cannons of Fireforged. Either one cannon on each shoulder, either two cannons to keep this overgunned aesthetics. And okay, you know what? I'm just gonna add this so you can see. Okay, I'm not doing this very cleanly, but as you can see, like they are similar size brute. They have big shoulders, the steel forged, and if you put like you're gonna have 4 cannons of a fire forged per steel forged. Yes, you have to buy 2 boxes, but I think having these giant mechs with energy inside the center and energy on the cannons, just charging forward, are a good alternative for those that like this heavily armored golem steampunk mech aesthetics and don't like the big dwarf berserker aesthetic. So I am going to do this. And as you can see, I take this picture from the new army set. So if you buy this army set, there is a huge discount of everything. You have more Magma Forge slash Berserkers, which is something I really like. I love those units very much. I don't care how they're gonna play. I just love the design. I'm gonna have some more Fireforged. I hope I have only for now 3 stands. It's gonna be 6, so I hope they get a bit better. And then those guys are just gonna be fused for giant conversion of just those giant gorillas with their arms dig into the ground like giant artillery, like kind of like quadrupedal artillery, kind of like something like Star Wars or something like an 8080 with the cannons on the shoulder or on the back. And I think it's gonna look amazing. I hope. Otherwise, well, you will see the results at some point on the channel in our upcoming battle reports. But yeah, I hope I can give this type of advice because I'm not a big fan of those guys. But Parabellum, don't be upset at me. technically it's more expensive to do this conversion work. But yeah, like if you like the found or and the lost, I'm very happy for you guys. Like I mean, they do have these fire berserkers aesthetics, the ardent aesthetics, which is cool, but it's not for me. And then you also have this amazing steel shaper, which is still one of the coolest miniature of. Like I don't know, it just has such an aura, the steel forge. So I'm very happy to have a second one. All right, guys. Well, we are reaching the end of the video. I hope that you very much enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the new setup. Give us a comment to talk about the new setup, what you think of the lost and the found, of the Yoronis, of these incredible geisha, and you gain a chance to win, even if it's just like, yeah, I like the video, good work. First of all, I'm very happy when I read this and give you a chance. Like we are in the end of July as I record, so when you're gonna see this video, it's gonna be August. So hurry up because at the end of August, we're gonna make the poll. Like we're gonna reach 2,000 subscribers. There's gonna be an FAQ video and also a little poll in live to see who wins the Dweghom army and who wins the Union Armada. If you want, you can also use this comment to gain your ticket to ask, start to ask question for the FAQ, even though I'm gonna ask on the Discord and stuff. By the way, join us on the Discord, subscribe, all the YouTube things, you know, thumbs up, share, blah, blah. You know how it works. Let me know, really, I want to have your feelings on those very, very specific miniatures with a crazy design. I mean, I don't like the Lost and Found, but I have to admit they have their own style. It's just not mine. Same for the Geisha. I mean, it's an incredible miniature. The Ancestor, I'm a bit more fan, but I know some people hate the Steel Forged, and I think it's the coolest thing ever. Same for the Stoneforge. I love the Stoneforge. Please, Parabellum, make him good so I can play him more than just the one battle report that I've had. So let's get the discussion going, especially join the Love and War Games Discord because lots of information there, and you can get some additional tickets if you join there and say hi and participate in our events there. Thank you guys for having watched all the way until the end. Until the next video, take care of yourself and remember to keep things fair in love and war games. Bye.